Good morning, guys. So I'm back with another day in my life video vlog after so long, and it's mainly because I've been super busy with so many things last year, so I really I haven't had the time to make a vlog. So yeah, today I'm gonna show you on what I'm basically doing the whole day. It's a public holiday, but I'm actually working because, as you know, hospitals never stop functioning. So I'm gonna go into work today at 2 o'clock because I'm actually starting from 2 and going on until 9:30. There's two other people covering from 8 to 4:30, so we have this in between time between 2 to 4:30 where there's three of us, but then they leave and then I cover until 9:30, and a night person comes on at 9:30 and I basically hand over to them. So that's basically what's happening today. So I'm just gonna wash my face and do all of that stuff, and then I'm gonna get ready, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on how things are going. So I did a small update on one of my last videos where I said that I'm not working in New South Wales anymore. I'm working in Victoria, Melbourne, basically in one of the hospitals there. So one thing about New South Wales, the hospital I used to work in at was most of the doctors, we wear green scrubs. There's specific green scrubs made for New South Wales Health, and also we can buy from other brands such as Airmed, Figs, whatever that is. We can buy green scrubs. That's what we most of the time we used to wear. So doctors would wear green scrubs and nurses usually wear blue. But here, the current hospital network I'm in, doctors wear all sorts of different colors. Sometimes they wear blue. Blue is, I think, the usual doctor scrubs, but we wear all sorts of colors. So today I'm wearing black. So yeah, and it's summer now, so I don't have to wear my little heat tech thing underneath. It's actually quite nice outside today. It's nice and sunny. So yes, this is my outfit for the day. But I'm going to now start doing my hair, and yeah, that's basically all. I don't really have much of a routine before I go to work. And we're all done. I do not use any makeup when I go to work because honestly in the morning I really can't be bothered because I wake up late anyway. So I wake up not late, I wake up on time so that I have just a couple of minutes to wash my face, get dressed, drink my milk, and then head out. So if I was to do this whole morning makeup routine, I wouldn't make it out on time, or I'll have to wake up much earlier, and I really don't want to do that. So this is us in our plain bare-faced way. This is how we go to work. So I'm just gonna fill up my water bottle. I already had something to drink in the morning. And also I ate a little something before I went to work because I already had plenty of time to eat and drink and get dressed because it's an afternoon shift. So hopefully it won't be too bad, and yeah, we'll see how the day goes. Such a nice day today. So just want to give you guys an idea of what I'm doing now, what term I'm on. I'm actually on geriatrics. So geriatrics is basically medicine of older people, usually over the age of 65. So we kind of deal with so many older patients, and lots of them are actually quite stable because this is a geriatric evaluation and management unit, which means most of their medical conditions are quite sorted, but sometimes they can get sick because it's a hospital, anyone can get sick, right? So most of the time they're quite stable, but they will have lots of issues because older patients have lots of other issues. They would have had previous strokes, previous heart attacks, kidney problems, lots of kidney problems. Also patients who are on dialysis because they have kidney end-stage renal failure. So that's basically what it's like. So we have a total on the weekends. We have 2 wards we need to take care of. So in each ward there's about 33 beds, so in total that's about 66 patients, and usually the shifts are pretty okay, but one way to find out is by heading to work and seeing what kind of jobs I have to do. So I'll keep you guys updated on how the day goes. It's actually quite warm, but it's a bit windy and sometimes it can get cold because Melbourne weather changes like crazy, which is why I wore the jacket, and I always bring the jacket with me because you never know when it's gonna start like raining and like becoming cold.
I just go print out the list of all the patients I have to see for the day, and then I head to the office.
So we're at work now and it's just me because the morning there's a registrar in the morning who's like senior to us, and then there's also an HMO which is like another resident. So they finished at 4:30, so I am here now basically from, like I said, from 2 to 9:30 until the night team comes. So I just got some lunch. That's what I'm gonna do now, just eat my lunch. There's actually not a lot of stuff to do, which is good. So I can take my time, and if there's anything urgent that comes up, I can look into it. So how it works is usually we have this platform called Barre. So instead of carrying around pages, we still have pages. Like there's still a pager, but we don't really use them anymore. And I really like Barre because I think it's like super convenient. Because what happens with the pager is the nurses would usually send you a message, like they'll say, please review patient's bloods or something like that, and then you kind of had, and they give you like the details of the patient, like we call it the medical record number. So we can look at the patient, then look at the bloods, then we have to call the nurse because they put in a number which is like the number to call them back on. So we call them back and we have to kind of discuss over phone or ask how the patient's doing. But Barre is basically like this platform on Microsoft Teams. What we do is we all clock on to our roles. So I'll clock on to the roles that cover these two wards, and if there's a patient with like an issue, they'll send us a message on Barre, and then we can, while we on the computer itself, we can have a look at the patient's results, and then we can reply back on Barre. It's kind of like a text message, but not really a text message. It's kind of like a chat, I guess. That makes more sense. So we don't have to immediately call to ask more details. We can just type it out and send it, and we can refer to the messages whenever we want. And you also can have it on your phone, and I have it on my watch too, so I get the notification. So if it's something urgent, I know, okay, this needs to be done right now. And you can also acknowledge the message. So in case you get a message saying this patient's bloods show this, instead of replying immediately, you can just acknowledge it, which means the nurse knows you've seen the message and you'll get back to them. So yeah, and this is super helpful, especially when we do consults, which is where we contact another specialty team and want to give some information about the patient. So we kind of type in like this long message, this is the patient, these are the patient details, and we send it through to, for example, if I'm contacting the respiratory team, I'll send like a message and they can reply whenever they want, and the next person can also follow up on that message because it's on the system. So it's not like a page where you need to like keep calling and keep chasing up, if that makes sense. So I think it's a much more easier and more efficient system. So yeah. Tandoori chicken panini or something like that. There's not a lot of options in this cafe, especially because today is like a public holiday. But yeah, I'll see what it tastes like. Okay, so I'll give you guys a little rundown of how things usually work here. Usually I work in this geriatrics department Monday to Friday, and those days usually start at 8 and then they end at 4:30. And there's also, so we do the usual stuff, which is like a ward round and then the jobs for each patient after the ward round. So by jobs I mean things like chasing up their bloods, ordering scans, talking to other specialities if they have any issues going on, like for example if they have something with their heart and we are not too sure how to really manage it, we'll talk to cardiology and get their advice on what we should do. So little things like that is what we do during the day. And the ward round is basically we go seeing each and every patient in the ward that's under our team, which is geriatrics, and we make sure they're doing okay. We see how their progress is going, especially with things like rehab, because most of these old people come here after like a illness. For example, they'll have a fall, they'll get a fracture, and then we need to put them through rehab, and so that includes like physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and we need to see how they go with that. And depending on how their progress is, we need to decide where they go next, whether they are suitable to go back home, or whether they need to go to like a nursing home, or whether they need to go somewhere in between to get a bit better before they go home versus a nursing home. So there's a lot of stuff involved here. The other thing is, like I was saying, like older people have a lot of background medical conditions, so it's not just one thing. Like they'll come in with a fall, but then they'll also have like heart problems, kidney problems, liver problems, like a whole lot of stuff. So yeah, but overall it's actually pretty interesting. It is a lot of common things that we come across, and I'm always learning new things, so which is always good. But yeah, so that's basically the rundown of what we do here in geriatrics. It's our office, so I'll just show you guys what it looks like a little bit of it, because I need to make sure that I don't show anything that involves patients. And we've got like forms here, we got numbers on a board there, and yeah, and sometimes there's just random stuff lying around here. But yeah, that's basically about it. I'm wearing my jacket because it kind of got cold, and yeah, it's always a bit cold inside hospital. I don't know why.
So I just got called to see a patient, so I'm heading to check up on the patient and make sure everything's okay. Hopefully everything's alright, and we can come back to the office and see what else we've got to do. So we got back to the office and I'm just sitting at my computer to do some stuff, but I did include this bathroom mirror selfie for you all just in between, not sure why. And this is our staff room where we keep our food and fill up our water bottles and stuff. Decided to come outside to get some fresh air because the weather is actually really nice, and I just wanted to sit outside for a bit because there's not much to do at the moment. So yeah. So I got some more free time and I thought, why not just talk to you guys? Technically though, I'm not talking live. I thought I'll just like record myself talking to you all. So yeah, so we got 1.5 hours, no, actually a bit more than 1.5 hours, like 1 hour and 45 minutes. So hopefully nothing really drastic happens, because sometimes things are going pretty chill and then suddenly someone falls sick or more than one person falls sick, and then you get like a bunch of stuff to do for each patient, and then it becomes really hectic. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, so in geriatrics, as I was talking before, we have a lot of different patients, and most of the people who come here, like I said earlier as well, they come in with some condition that's kind of resolved, but they have a lot more, like, what you call it, a lot more progress to make before they can go someplace. And we also have a lot of discussions about nursing homes in this department because, like I said, the patients are old. I think I used, like I said, multiple times in the past, like 1 minute. But yeah, the patients are old, so most of the time, like, they can't go back home independently, which means alone, because there's a lot of patients who come in who actually live at home alone, and they do everything like on their own, or they live at home with their husband, who's also old, husband, partner,
who's also old. So like when they come into hospital and they have something drastic happen, and also they have like a background of like dementia, which means like memory loss, like Alzheimer's. I'm pretty sure you guys know about it. So if they have something like that, it's really hard to send them home alone. And that's when all these talks about nursing homes come into place, and most of the time it's really hard because you need to get the families involved and you need to get the patient involved, and most of the time the patients don't want to go to a nursing home, but there's no other choice. So yeah, it's a bit sad actually, because you're just like, oh my god, like of course they don't want to go to a nursing home. It's really sad, but what can you do? That's the safest option for them. So yeah, that's something we see on a regular basis and something that's unfortunate. But I guess it's a bit different in Sri Lanka. Even though like I grew up in Sri Lanka, I really never practiced medicine there. So I really don't know how it works when it comes to nursing homes and when it comes to that, because there's a whole like path to go to a nursing home here. Like there's an assessment, the patient has to agree, lots of things like that. But I don't know how it works like in Sri Lanka, and I feel like in Sri Lanka it's a big like, I don't know if you would call it a taboo, but no one wants to put their families in a nursing home. So yeah, I don't know much about it, and I think I should probably look it up or educate myself on it. But yeah, so that's basically kind of like a summary of what happens here.
So we finished our shift and now I'm leaving hospital because it's time to head home. And it was actually a pretty good shift, so no complaints. And it was sunny and nice during the day, and now it's cold, so I'm glad I have my jacket on. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!